Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
So this is 7.3, the law of cosines. The law of cosines could be written in 3 different formula methods or ways that you could write it, and it's similar to the Pythagorean theorem if you think about it. A squared equals b squared plus c squared, or b squared equals a squared plus c squared, or c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Here's what you got to memorize, okay? That after that you subtract, and then the 2 letters you use to square, it's 2 times each one of those side lengths. And then it's the cosine of the angle whose side you don't have, okay? And I'm going to try to work it out so that you figure out how to work the formula without actually having to memorize all 3 of these. First off, you need to have an SAS case, that side included angle side. So I wrote down 10, 20, and 41 degrees so that I could get you to notice that opposite angle B is little b, and opposite angle C is little c. And this right here is the included angle that lies between side B and side C, right there. When you have that situation, you want to use the law of cosines in order to solve your triangle. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, all right, let's take 2 that I know, so that's 10 squared plus 20 squared, and subtract 2 times 10 times 20, and then multiply that by the cosine of 41 degrees. Now what you have to be aware of when you're doing this is the order of operations, because you can't just go add, subtract. No, this is all multiplication. So all of this piece here would have to be multiplied if you were ever to be missing a component. So you got to do the multiplication before you'd ever add and subtract, and obviously exponents come first. Now what would this equal? Well, this would equal, what angle did you use? A. Little a squared. Here's little a. All right, so we're going to go work that out. 10 squared is 100. 20 squared is 400. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times 20 is 400 times the cosine of 41 degrees. Now this says a squared. So in order to solve for a, you have to get this square root off. So what you're going to have to do is take the square root of all of this. Okay? So that number under the radical is 198.1161679. And so little a is 14.075. And that's this side length. Now once you have that side length, if you're solving this triangle, you need to go find these other 2 angles. So how would you do that? Well, you could use the law of sines again and start looking for a new angle, or you could use the law of sines, and the law of sines might be a little bit easier. So if I went and said, for instance, that 14.1 over sine 41 is equal to 10 over sine C, I could find angle C now. And so if I needed to go find angle C, I would end up finding out that angle C is 27.78. Now once you have that this angle is 27.78 degrees, you know how to find angle B, right? Because all you're going to have to do is add these 2 angles up and subtract that answer from 180. And when you do that, you'll get 111.22. So angle B is 180 minus 27.78 minus 41. And now you have solved this triangle because you have all three sides and all three angles. We're done. Bazinga!
Bazinga, punk, now we're even.